Hello, Robin here at Toadstool Tarot, and I'm doing a video response to another video response by Pappa Squirrel to Amethyst Ascension's 11 questions about the supernatural. And so here goes. Number 1, do you believe in aliens? Yes, I think I do. I have had 2 UFO sightings, and I've seen enough reportings and video and accounts that I think outnumber potential hoaxers. Number 2, do you recall a past life? I did, a couple decades ago, I went to a group that did a group past life regression, and they put us all in a light trance and walked us through, and we visited supposedly several past lives. The second and third ones I'm not so sure about. They seem a little bit far-reaching. The first one was a revelation. I saw things that I had no imagination to project the images I was seeing, and it was a long, slow process, and they walked us through a tunnel, and then you were to when you got out of the tunnel, to look at the area around you as the light came into focus, and look at your feet and look at your footwear. And I saw footwear on my feet I've never seen anywhere in any kind of fashion history. And it just kind of blew my mind. And after that, I did a little research. I couldn't find anything like that. They were sort of a combination of boots and sandals, part leather, part wood, with open toes and heels, wooden soles, red leather, laced up the leg. I've never seen anything that looked like this, which was strange that it was that strong a visual. It's not something I would have dreamed up, and I could dream stuff up. So yeah, that was interesting. Then they had you step away from yourself and look at yourself, and the figure that I saw was very much in keeping with either a culture in South America in the mountains or in the Himalayas. So I couldn't quite discern whether this past life was perhaps in Peru or in Tibet or Nepal. But there were a lot of cultural symbols and things that could have related to either culture. Number 3, do you believe in mermaids? Well, I'm not sure I believe in mermaids as we think of mermaids. I do believe that there are potentially forms of life under the oceans and in areas under the earth that we don't know much yet about, that we're sharing the planet with, that other than human and other than what we think of as animal. Number 4, do you believe in Bigfoot? Well, here again, There's been a lot of footage and a lot of poured footprints and a lot of accounts, and I think there probably are a lot of fakers and hoaxers, but I still think the number of accounts outnumbers and outweighs the fakers. Do you believe in ghosts? I have my own notion about ghosts. I think there's sort of a transference of energy from this life into the next, and I think it has something to do with an interdimensionality, and that some elements of our energy cling on to the matrix of our solid forms and don't want to let go of that, and so they sort of linger on in the term, in the form of ghosts, before they transition to another dimension or realm beyond this one. So yeah, I guess you would say that I believe in ghosts. Number 6, do you believe in vampires? Not the traditional vampires. I believe in a sort of energy vampirism. I believe that we have energy all around us, and I believe that certain individuals can affect or impact energies in positive and negative ways. And so, in a sense, they're energy vampires. They can draw on our good or bad energies, or affect our energies with their good or bad energies. So I don't know if you'd really call that a vampire or not. Number 7, have you ever astral traveled that you remember? I don't think so in the sense that I know of as astral travel. I have had a couple of very intense, lucid, detailed dreams that closely relate, I suppose, to a form of astral travel, though I'm not sure, strictly speaking, they are the same thing. Have you ever had sleep paralysis? I believe I did once. I woke up sort of in terror, or I was not fully awake, but the room seemed to be filled with a green light, and I didn't feel like I could move, and I heard what sounded like the whirring of helicopter blades very near overhead of my building or outside my apartment. Very, very loud, but in slow motion, like a whooshing kind of noise. Now, I've also wondered if perhaps, I was having some kind of heart issues or sleep apnea or something, or if this was some kind of night terrors or sleep paralysis, or I even wondered if it was, connected to an abduction of some sort, but I don't have any more details than that. Number 9, do you have any of the 8 psychic Clairs? I had to look that up, or actually, Pappa Squirrel explained them in his video. Clairaudience, clairvoyance, all those, you can Google them, probably. And as far as I know, no, I don't have any of those. Not where you can sense things through sight, sound, smell, touch, taste, whatever. Have you ever had a paranormal experience? Well, I did have, like I said, the 2 UFO sightings. One was on a rooftop in Lower Manhattan, and one was at a train station in New Jersey. They were both pinpoints of light in the sky that were stationary, then vanished or moved very quickly, and then disappeared. One traversed the night sky faster than a jet, that would make a sonic boom sound, and in a pattern that sort of resembled flights of birds, but much farther than birds could travel, and also too bright for birds in the night sky. The other one at the train station, it was a perfect row of 3 lights following the tail of an airplane traveling in a northerly direction, and they were at some point behind the plane, keeping the same equidistance, and then they just blinked out. I also had a situation when I was a child where I woke up in the night and saw something outside my window, which I believe was a masked memory of something. It was an animal that should not have been where it was. There was no way for this particular wildlife to have been positioned next to the house because it was a little fenced-in area. There was no way for something like that to get in there. And I have read abduction reports where visions of aliens were masked as deer or owls or things like that. So who knows? I've often wondered about having a hypnotic regression and finding out what really happened there, but I'm a little fearful and also a little distrustful of hypnotherapists and hypnotherapy. Have you ever been abducted or contacted by aliens? Well, that's the one there I was talking about. So, I think that probably covers the 11 questions, and I'd be curious to see if you have experiences that you want to share. See you next time. Bye.